Good afternoon, Posh Partners. Thanks again for joining me on Patricia's Posh Life. And today I'm a little low key. I have to admit. Um, Yesterday I found out that Dolly Parton passed away, and I'm a little saddened by that. And I wanted to do a tiny tribute to her. In no way, shape, or form did I know her personally or, run in any kind of circles with her. But I did have friends who either worked in a business sense with her or directly in her circle of influence. And so I wanted to pay tribute to someone who really, to me, represented a posh life in her very, very own special way. I mean, this lady, she really owned that. And so just want to give you a few little things about Dolly, which you may or may not have known. I know a lot of people are researching her life and just finding out more about her that, there was a lot more to her than just wigs and fake nails and high heels and the girls, dare I say it. And she was born in Tennessee, as we like to say here in the South, and her father actually did not know how to read and write, if my research indicates is correct. And her mother was a very musical person. Dolly always talked about her father being an amazing businessman. And if there is one thing about Dolly that I have always respected, and that is the fact that she has been her entire life really an amazing businesswoman. And I have a lot of respect for that. Dolly definitely had her own brand, and I noticed I was in Dollar General the other day. I live in sort of a remote area, so Dollar General is my go to when I realize, oh my goodness, I've run out of this, that, or the other thing. And I was in there and I did notice that she has a line, and she had a line of decorating products, and was really branching out, which I thought was really cool. And I have a lot of respect for that. She had her own lifestyle brand. And so she grew up pretty much all the odds against her. Her mother was very musical, as I said. Her father was an amazing businessman, even though he could not read or write. And um, I just think that's an amazing combination, especially being in the music business, because it is the music business. Never forget that. One reason why I did not pursue a career in music, because there is a lot of not great aspects to the music business. But I think Dolly navigated things in her own way and really just was able to transition herself between decades. I mean, if you think about it, her career began when she was 6 years old, basically. She was singing and playing, and her mother had taught her a, a lot of the Welsh songs that her ancestors had taught her. And so, again, there's this whole thing about a posh life and a legacy and things being handed down. And it may not even be anything you can see, it may be something like a song or a story. And I thought that was a very interesting part of her life. So, moving on, I don't want to get into the whole history of her. You can read that all online. But to me, she just was a posh person because she was kind. She was kind and loving to people. And I had someone ask me yesterday, "Have you ever heard anything bad about Dolly Parton, her personality or the way she treated people?" And I really searched my memory to try to figure out, had I ever heard anything bad about her. And the answer to that was no. And that's amazing in this day and age, given the fact that she did do so many things. She was in movies, she was in music, she was in business, she was in the amusement park business. And to have that many people circling around in your life and no one has a bad story to share. And I think that's why today people feel a little bit sad, because I think she was universally liked just as a very upbeat, happy, sunshiny, positive person who had the ability to laugh at herself. And I do hear women say, "Oh my gosh, she's with all the wigs and the fake and this and that and the girls and you know I, and I'm like, but people really loved her. Her fans loved her. She had this cult following, which didn't diminish as she aged. It was just as strong yesterday when she passed away at 80 as it was when she was, at the height of her fame in country music. So I think that's just amazing that someone is able to adapt to the times and still retain their core personality, their southern roots, their niceness, their caring for other people. I have heard story after story that have come out now about kind things she did for people. And like I said, my friends who literally were involved in business with her, nothing bad to say whatsoever. And I do always think about the interviews that I have seen with her on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And Johnny could be quite snippy and kind of a little elitist when people came on the show that who might not he might not have considered to be at his social or intellectual level. And he absolutely adored Dolly. And she cracked him up every time. And she just had this amazing way to kind of put people off their guard a little bit because she was so honest. She was honest about her wigs. One of my favorite, favorite, favorite quotes in the world is Dolly always used to say, natural beauty like this takes 5 or 6 hours. I mean, the ability to make fun of yourself and to just laugh and just really express true joy and the fact that she was married to her husband for so many years and he passed away about a year ago. And so I do wonder, if that had any impact on her. I know that she has not been well for about a year or so, but just wanted to pay a little Posh Life tribute to this amazing woman who took the world on her own terms. She spoke what she wanted, even as a little girl, and just created her whole world and walked in it. And I say, congrats, Dolly. Congrats to you for being able to turn the world on its head and not be a victim and not drone on and on about your poor background and all these horrible things and you're a woman and people mistreated you, which I'm sure they absolutely did. And they made fun of you and all of this. She laughed it all off, took it all in stride with great dignity, and just wrapped all that up with kindness and a wonderful sense of humor. So today the world is a little bit grayer because we've lost Dolly Parton. And so to friends and family of Dolly's, my sincere condolences on your loss. And I know that the world is a little bit darker place today without her in it. So thanks for joining me. Take care. And always remember, give yourself a posh experience and be kind to people like Dolly did. Thanks so much. See you next time.